So we looked at the 2016 examiners report, and we basically took their advice and kind of incorporated it into our blogs and how we presented blogs, how we did our storyboard and things like that. So I'm just going to read out a couple points from the examiner's report and then say how we used these points to better our coursework. The journey through research and planning into construction and then the evaluation process undoubtedly worked best when presented through chronological blocks, completed very regularly throughout the whole coursework period. We made sure that we started our blogs thoroughly from the very beginning of the school year. So as soon as we started doing research and planning, as soon as we started doing any of that, we would take note of it and we would think about the different types of blogs that we could do, and we just got straight on it, because from AS that keeping up to date with our blogs was essential. Not only would this save the stress of meeting the deadline at the end of the year, but it would give us more time to make more thorough blog posts and ensure that the quality of the blogs were as good as we could make them. We took more time into our research and planning this year, because from last year we learnt that our final production could have been so much better if we took more time to do more planning and research. It could be hugely improved if we delved deeper into more research about media text, like real media text, and more detailed, like accurate planning. Because if we did more accurate planning, then we wouldn't have been as, because I remember last year we were so stressed about filming days because it was so unorganised. But if we'd storyboarded well, if we had done detailed call sheets and detailed filming days and recce's, we wouldn't have been in stress. And I think this year we've definitely taken that into consideration, and we've definitely put more effort into our planning stage to ensure that the filming production and like the filming process ran smoothly. Many of the blogs themselves were very impressive, with candidates appearing to have a real sense of ownership by using this platform. The tabbed approach of other formats, on the other hand, showed clear organisation for the most part, but the journey was rarely apparent. A handful of blogs were almost impossible to navigate due to the lack of labelling. Online work that involves lots of separate posts is very tricky to moderate. It's much better when blogs can be scrolled through. We made sure as a group that our blogs were consistently updated from the very beginning of the year. We did this through group discussions. So what we would do is we would assign each member of the group a particular blog. If we had like 3 or 4 blog posts we need to do, we'd have each member do one of them. And then once that person has done it, we would all come back for like another discussion and say, I would improve this by this, I would give like another idea, and we'd improve the blogs. So everyone had an input in each blog. So I think because everyone had a say in it, everyone found like a sense of ownership in each of them. Okay, so individually, we held responsibility for the maintenance of our own blogs. This included dates of when we would publish blogs and labels that can make our blog easily be navigated through. So for example, if you wanted to see all the blog posts on research, there'd be a tab at the top saying research, and it would take you to all the research blog posts. There was frequently an imbalance between the two elements, with candidates providing less research evidence than planning. The best research included detailed analysis of a range of texts relevant to all 3 media productions candidates were constructing, in order to clearly establish the codes and conventions of each genre. This then gave them a framework for the planning and construction. This was added to by detailed research into the potential target audience, establishing audience expectations of the genres being worked within, and establishing basic likes and dislikes about content and the format of existing products. This research was then used effectively to inform the planning and construction process of candidates' work. The stronger outcomes were seen from candidates who gathered wide feedback after each stage of their work. It improved the outcome of all 3 productions and led to a strong evaluation question 3 responses. So we not only did we do research for real media trailers, we also did research for real media posters and real media websites. All of the research that we did would come under our genre, so we can apply the codes and conventions of the posters, the websites and the trailers that we all researched and apply it to all of our ancillary tasks. We also did extensive research into target audience We did a target audience survey, so we went around the school. It was about 80 people that we questioned. We asked them loads of questions, so we did loads of primary research before any of the filming process. So we got an idea of what the target audience looks for in psychological thrillers or social realism films. And also during the editing stage as well, we also kept making drafts of our trailer and then showing it to our target audience and see what they would improve on, see what they liked, see what they disliked, see what worked well, see what they thought like we could take out or add in maybe. And this really affected the quality of our trailer and really affected how the trailer can be portrayed. So we showed our first draft of our trailer to a class of year 10s who are 15, 16 years old. We got thorough class feedback, and we also went round and interviewed a couple of people. They gave us really valuable feedback. We used their feedback actually in the final trailer because they said there was a specific part that everyone didn't understand. So before submitting our final trailer, the beginning bit of our trailer was completely different, and everyone that we showed it to said that they didn't understand character relationships, they didn't understand who they were, who they're supposed to like or dislike. The order of the sequence was very off. So we came together as a group again and discussed how we would do it. Basically re-storyboarded it, just like the beginning 20 seconds. And once we had done that and we showed our target audience again, they said that they actually did understand the character relationships, and it was a lot better. It improved the quality of our trailer. Hello? Yeah. No. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mum. Okay. Hello? Okay. Of most concern was the complete lack of any research into a potential target audience by a large number of centres. As has been mentioned in previous principal moderators' reports, this is an extremely important aspect of the component, ensuring that the planning and construction are guided by audience rather than the subjective opinion. It is also an aspect of the assessment criteria for research and planning, and so therefore cannot be overlooked by centres when marking. So not only did we get feedback from our trailer to improve our trailer, we also got feedback for our posters and our website as well. So we did a couple drafts of our poster. We showed the same people that we questioned before the filming. They said what they liked and disliked, what worked well and things like that. So we got target audience feedback for not only our trailer but also for our ancillary tasks as well, which improved the quality of them. A large number of candidates presented no evidence on their blogs of planning of ancillary texts. So this point we took into consideration because last year we didn't we didn't actually do ancillary tasks last year. Although we didn't have to do ancillary tasks, we did make a website. We didn't do any research before making the website. We just dived right into it and kind of expected our audience to like it. Obviously, it's important to research. It's important to plan our ancillary tasks. We did this by doing many drafts and many discussions with not only our group but also our target audience to create a website that would appeal to our target audience and create a poster that would draw in the audience to make them want to watch the film. In terms of audiovisual productions, although some candidates researched their locations before production, there are very few instances of retrospective recce's using frames from the actual construction, which is pointless. Okay, last year we actually did this. We actually took screen grabs from our film opening and used them as a location recce, which was obviously, as the examiner's report said, it's pointless. So we learned from that and we managed our time a lot better. We were able to get in the location recce's before we shot, so we didn't have this problem that we had last year. So obviously we know that location recce's are pointless if you make one after filming, because the reason for it is to allow your storyboard to like come alive and make a film based on, I don't know what I'm talking about. So this year we actually went to about 11 different locations and shot recce's from different angles that we were attempting to use or was thinking of using, and we put them together on different blog posts, which I think gave us a real insight into what our final trailer would look like, and it allowed us to plan around our location recce's and to plan different shots in more detail so they're more real instead of just an idea. The standard of storyboards was generally poor. At this level, candidates are expected to create detailed storyboards for the complete production, including shot types, transitions, and clear written instructions. For texts such as short films, music videos, and trailers, many candidates submitted storyboards of fewer than 20 shots. When completed productions included at least double this number, music videos can easily compromise 300 shots, so a storyboard of 15 to 20 shots is clearly inadequate. There was also a significant number of productions which bore little or no relation to the storyboard which had been produced, with no explanation given on the blog for this deviation of development. So we did one draft for our storyboard this year and then a final draft. This year we really took the time to discuss in detail our storyboard. So we would have like sit down meetings, we would draw different shots and then pass them around and see what we would change about it. We'd use our location recce's to actually plan the shot angles and then the transitions as well. Last year we didn't really include transitions and like duration and sound and things like that into our final storyboard, which we did this year. So we did include duration, shot type, transition, sound, whether it was interior or exterior. And I think this really gave us the solid base for our filming days. So we would take the storyboard on every filming day. The filming days went more smoothly. They were more consistent with our storyboard as well. So our storyboard was actually for our first trailer, but due to audience feedback, we basically had to change the whole of the order round. So this wasn't necessarily a bad thing. I think we used 42 shots in our storyboard this year. So we did change the order of our storyboard, but we did also make a development log for this. We would record all the changes that we'd make during the editing process and all the audience feedback that we'd get from showing our drafts. And we did incorporate that into our development log to show evidence of the changes in our storyboard and in our trailer. So it doesn't actually look like we've just gone from one thing to another without explaining why, which is like sufficient evidence for changing it. After filming, logging sheets and edit decision sheets are good evidence for preparation for editing. We made a development log, so from the very first time we edited until the very last, including audience feedback and changes that we've made. So this is clear evidence of preparation for editing and the journey that editing took our trailer through. So all in all, I think looking at the examiner's report from last year and our actual AS coursework from last year as well, we definitely have taken all of the improvements into consideration and applied it to our blog posts and our research and planning and our ancillary tasks.